Virginia Tech, and that means it's time for Enter Sandman. We're really looking forward to this matchup. We've got a team that's made its way into the top 25, now trying to pass an all-important road test. As we'll see the number 17 team in the country, the Kansas State Wildcats, taking on a team from the ACC, the Virginia Tech Hokies. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis with another presentation of EA Sports College Football. Let's take a step back and enjoy Enter Sandman. Inside the 15, here comes the return. He's just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. Defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Everybody and their brother showing blitz. Tight end in motion. See how the D reacts. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
I think that might be an example of the running back maybe trying to do a little bit too much. Everybody wants to try to bounce the ball outside and hit the home run, but in college football at this level, you just need to do a better job taking what the defense gives you.
They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. Looking left, and the 3rd down pass is incomplete.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody in the back end expecting throw. That's how you force incompletions and force 4th downs.
Here's the return. He's got great speed. He did a great job finding some running room on that return and was able to set up the offense with good field position. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Johnson looking to throw. Got his man on the right. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, nice job by the defense. That's what you're supposed to do. As soon as they catch the football, you want to limit that yards after the catch, and he went nowhere after the catch. Nice job by the defense.
This crowd, full throat, spreading the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. They're going to test that run defense to the right here. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
These fans touching the figurative Hokie stone, doing their part to help out on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Going over the top. And the DB forcing the incomplete pass with the deflection.
You got to be careful if you're the quarterback there. 3rd down, you see a lot of exotic coverages by the defense. That time they played zone. He tried to force that football into a real window. He's lucky that one wasn't picked off.
What a great job on that kick, bouncing it out of bounds inside the 10. We'll see what they can do on this drive as it starts at the 8. On the ground, it's Stewart. Gets it past the mark. On the sweet spin, and he's free. Turns it on down the left side. Inside the 30. Wide open spaces. He'll get that one all the way down to the 4-yard line before he stops.
I want to have consistency in my run game. I tell you what, this is how you do it. You don't have to always make the big play, but if you give it enough time, it's like Novocaine. You keep feeding it, all of a sudden, boom, you make a big play off of it. You can tell the offense stuck with it, and they were rewarded for it.
They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped for no gain, still sitting at the 3-yard line.
Stopping the run is about physicality. It's about I'm bigger than you, I'm stronger than you up front. Really nice job by the defense, showing their strength, bowing up, stuffing the run.
They've got it down to the 3, now it's 2nd and goal. Off the play fake. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Hokie! Quick strike through the air for the score.
After that touchdown, the crowd here at Lane Stadium is absolutely going crazy. This is one of the great environments and best fan bases in all of college football. Exit light, enter night.
And he tacks on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Just one of those mistakes that can't happen as the kickoff goes out of bounds. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Fires one high and deep. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge game if he could have held on.
Man, if you're going to win games, you have got to hit on the home run type plays, and that was a great opportunity right there. The receiver has got to be able to whip that football in and make the catch.
They'll give him a couple that leaves him with 3rd and 8.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. A lot of times we don't focus on it enough. How important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Some 3rd down conversions tougher than others. This one a long one on 3rd down from the 43. He rifles one deep down the middle. Holds it in. They've got the defense reeling right now with that big play to the 29.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Kansas stay quick to the line.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going to create a big play.
They run into a bit of trouble here in 3rd and long from the 25, and the last thing they want is to get knocked out of field goal range. Rushes on him. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Great job by the defense dialing up some pressure on 3rd down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
The Wildcats will try to convert on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Release to the back. Converts on 4th down, and he's still going. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats!
And find your weapons. Nice job by the quarterback. Find the running back out of the backfield. He catches it and does the rest. Walks into the end zone for the touchdown.
And And they did tack on the extra point, by the way, and knocked it right down the middle. So that's a 59-yard touchdown drive. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Snap of this drive will come from their own 17. From the gun, the running back has it. Didn't find a lot of room. Let's give him 2 out to the 20.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Turning it on! Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs.
Well, what a nice run. He's showing you his athleticism there. You guys remember back in the day when we were calling a game here and the all-time great Virginia Tech running back Kevin Jones came up to the booth and he got into a vertical leap contest with Pollock. It was awesome. This guy on the field, man, he's got so much skill and ability. He's strong and he's fast, and I think he can also out-jump there.
Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field, and they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive.
There he goes! All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks at first down.
Wow. 4 plays on this drive by the offense. They already got 3 first downs. We knew they had a lot of playmakers coming into this game, and they're showing that right now. This defense is going to have to make a play at some point here and stop the bleeding.
The Hokies have it with a 1st and 10. Right back to the well. And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the first quarter. So 2nd down here as we're back at it after the break. They'll give it to the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And just a great job by the defense being stout, right? That's your job. Be stout up front, stuffing the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run first.
And the Hokies come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Trying play action. Using the quick game. The tackle is made, but he's got it 1st and goal from the 6.
Well, they caught the defense off guard with that play right there. And here they are in field goal range, just 3rd and short. You know, the odds say it's going to be a run. Instead, they throw it. They get a big play now setting up 1st and goal.
They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4.
And a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
They give him the rock again on 2nd and goal. And he'll be stuck. Got nothing. Line of scrimmage still at the 4.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away. You don't want to take a sack, lose extra yardage here. Just be smart with the football.
I see a look of disappointment from this kicker, but that offense is happy. They'll stay out there and go for it. 4th and goal from the 4. Here comes the heat. Takes a hit as he releases it and just spiked it right into the ground.
Love the coverage on defense there. 4th down. They were ready for the pass. And you saw in the back end, great job being in position to make that play. And now their offense is coming on the field.
Trying to get the corner. That hole closed quickly. He'll get 1 out to the 6.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. He'll try the left side. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. That'll be good enough for a 1st down. They'll mark it at the 30.
I'll tell you, the defense is going to have to do a much better job containing these outside run plays. They better be able to funnel the football back to the middle of the field because this guy with his speed can kill you like he did on that outside run play there to the left.
And the Wildcats come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Grab near the sticks. It's Oakland. He's loose. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the 1st down.
Well, you can see the effect that last run play had on the defense. They had a really good-looking run, and all of a sudden they come back with play action. Everybody bites. They play downhill, and it opens up a guy up top for the offense. Really nice job setting up that shot play to get an explosive one through the air.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Now the play fake. Gets it out quickly. Tackle made at the 9-yard line after the catch. It'll be 1st and goal.
Man, this guy's going to need some water when he gets to the sidelines. They've been putting him to work on this drive, right? We've seen him toting the rock with success. Now you're seeing him get involved in the passing game, too. They are highlighting his versatility here on this drive.
They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. Now on 2nd and goal. They'll keep it on the ground looking for the end zone. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Kansas State.
And that is exactly what you want from your offense. Man, late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground. Take the lead going into the half. Take all the momentum. Nice execution on the drive by that offense.
And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside his own 15, let's see how far he can get. Running into the open space. He'll go out of bounds at the 41, and that's the kind of return you look for to spark your offense. They take over late and have enough time to put together a drive. Looking to throw, it's Drones. A little screen to the running back. Not a whole lot of room there on just never developed.
Well, a nice gainer on that running back screen. How about the offensive line getting downfield and getting blocks to really help out the back, find some space to go to work?
The Hokies can really attack on this second and short. Leads it with the back. And he gets stopped before he gets started. A loss on the play. This drive will get started from the 37-yard line. They'll send the back in motion. Wants to throw on first down. Grab behind the line. It's Everett. Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one. And it seems to be a lot easier for the quarterback to find this guy than it is for the defense.
Yeah, and I think this is a guy, Reese, that you can split him out and you can feel comfortable getting the football as many ways as possible because he is one of those matchup problems. Linebackers aren't going to be able to run with him, so try to find ways to maximize that little guy's speed and athletic ability.
I love the play call there, too, because second and short, defense is thinking you might run it. So you try to catch him off guard with the pass. Nothing there. Even if you throw an incompletion, you're going to have a chance to run at the very next play, but it doesn't matter. This guy's just so athletic himself. He's able to go get the first. Let's get a fresh set of downs.
And you want to run the football. I mean, that's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Might be changing the route. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Johnson wants to throw it. Sends it downfield. And it's incomplete, going for the massive, explosive play instead. They're looking at a third down.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affected the football.
Sandman entered earlier, and now they're trying to make it go night-night on this third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the catch. It's Brown. He stopped at the 32. It'll be a first down in the waning seconds of the half. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. The Wildcats will snap it on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Got him downfield. Touchdown, Wildcats! All that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score.
And they trust their QB to execute like they have the whole first half, and he delivers, and they build on this lead and build their momentum going into halftime.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. On the move from inside his 5. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. This drive will open from the 15. On play action on first down. Right down the middle. Oh, he drops the football. He had him right down the gut of the field. Instead, it'll be second down.
And with that incompletion, man, this crowd, I don't know that they are really happy about what's going on. I mean, they already built a deficit, and they don't have a lot to cheer about. They got to get some kind of rhythm, something going on this offense to ignite this fan base.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Looking downfield, it's Drones. Lofts one high and deep. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at third down.
Well, you see them there taking the shot. I think the thought process is look, we've had so much success early in this game running the football. Let's see if we can now take advantage of the defense throwing the ball over their heads. They're going to be expecting run. Safeties and linebackers are all going to be playing downhill trying to stop that. If we get the one-on-one opportunities to the outside, we have got to take shots. That one fell incomplete, but they should keep trying this as the game goes on.
He's open on the right. Gets it to the 37. Clock stops to move the chains.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown. That was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting to his production.
Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half as we head to the studio for halftime. Kicker has everything lined up and about set to get this one underway. Fielded in the end zone. It's Brown. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. They keep it on the ground to open the third. He'll be stopped just short of the 20 at the 19, giving 1.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through.
Looking deep down the right side. Oh, it's picked off. Not the second half start they'd hoped for. Takes it the other way. Inside the 30. He's at the touchdown, Virginia Tech. How about this defense taking one back to the house?
I love this free safety and how he plays center field. And oftentimes, he's able to bait QBs into bad decisions. He did it right there. Made the quarterback think he was dropping one way, put his foot in the ground, got in front of that pass, and then showed you the wheels, returning it for a touchdown.
And the extra point was good. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Coming out with it, it's Edwards. Stopped at the 26, brought it out in the end zone, picked up an extra yard. They'll get this drive started from their own 26. The give to the back. He breaks a tackle. Get him on the ground after a 4-yard run out to the 31.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Couldn't find anyone open here, and he'll live to fight another play. It'll be third down.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count, it messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
Hand off from the shotgun. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. K-State sends the punt team onto the field, ready to boot it away.
Something to rally around. You're down, you needed to spark, you needed to make a big play, and the punt returner says, I got this. Great job following his blocks, making the big play, turning this crowd upside down.
And they did make the extra point, and we have a tie ball game here in the third. Man, you just can't put a price on having a guy like that back there to return punts, and he turned that one into a touchdown. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Starts from their own 25-yard line. Johnson looking to throw. Fires left. Makes the grab. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. They gobbled up a ton of yardage to open this drive, and now in business near midfield at the 49. To the ground with the back. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Fires to the big fella. These routes have some reads and adaptability built in, and the big fella found that cushion and made the play.
Man, it's so awesome how much offenses have evolved. They know exactly what they're getting, where to sit down, quarterback, tight end, on the same page, gets the first down.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Here's the handoff. Makes the tackle right at the 28-yard line. Pick up a 5, and they'll move the sticks.
Offenses, when they run these RPOs, they just want to be comfortable. The quarterback wants to make the read very easy, very clean. It's your job as a defense to kind of create some confusion, speed up that process any way you can.
Off the play fake on first down. No more time to throw. Quarterback is sacked at the 35. Kansas State pushing the pace.
Man, that is a big negative play for this defense, putting them in reverse, getting the quarterback on the ground, and they better...
Throws toward the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity.
That is such a great play by that defender, and how many times on deep balls do we see PI? Do we see pass interference? In situations just like that, that defender did an outstanding job.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Complete to the right. Run out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and that's where this offense will go back to work.
I want to get my running backs the ball in space as much as possible, and sometimes it doesn't work in the running game. But I can throw it to him. I can try to create some space out wide, dump him the football.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. He'll be down at the 4-yard line after that terrific run. Johnson wants to throw it. Floats it out in space. That completion has them right on the doorstep. They'll mark it at the 1.
And this offense shows they will be aggressive. On 1st and goal, they get the completion. Listen, games come down to executing in the red zone. This is a big spot.
Looking for just 1 more yard. It's 2nd and goal. Marches ahead. Touchdown, Kansas State. And with that, they've got the lead here in the 2nd half. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And the extra point makes it a 28-21 score. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Now this drive opens up at the 23-yard line. He'll start this drive going to the air. A strike downfield. Ripping off a 40. good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down.
Really nice looking pass there. I'll tell you, they ask you to do a lot at Virginia Tech when you're the quarterback. You're expected to make plays with your feet because of some of the greats that have come before you, but you've also got to be able to hurt defenses throwing it as well. The entire playbook is open and at your disposal, and this guy right now, he's showing you with his arm talent, he can carve up this defense.
And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Wants to throw. It's thrown. It's complete to the right. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
How about the job and recognition by the defense? They knew exactly what they were trying to set up, and they had multiple defenders surrounding that intended target so that there was nowhere for him to go once he caught the ball.
They've got a good chunk of ground to cover on 3rd and long from the 41. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the right. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Not much of a chance on the return, but they'll have the ball at the 33.
QB's got to pick and choose their spots when they want to be really aggressive and try to fit balls in tight windows. Great job by the DB, making a big play, getting the ball back to its offense.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. Tagged it inside the 20. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They go to the ground. Fighting off the defender. Knocked off his feet.
Defense, man, you got to go low, and you got to chop that tree down, right? Go with the legs, take the legs out from underneath them so he can't continue to churn those puppies out and get extra yards after contact like he did there.
Power football with the run. At midfield, he's got room. He was just a breath from taking that one all the way, and he'll run that momentum right into the 4th quarter. Final stands in the game, and we'll start with the first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. On a little time, lets it go. Pulls it in, it's Edwards. He's brought down quickly, minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down. 2nd down coming up. Running back searching for a hole. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
Really impressed with the running back. His stats haven't been great, right? Every yard has been hard to come by, but these are some of the best runs we've seen in the game by him, and it's happening at the most important time here in the 4th quarter.
A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
Well, the good news is he did a nice job reading the coverage. He knew exactly where to go with the football that time. Just a little bit too much on that pass. You wonder if that's just nerves. He's got to settle himself down a little bit.
High the chains now on 2nd and long. Johnson looking to throw. Working that left side now. Now the connection takes it to the 11.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
And the Wildcats will keep this drive going.
How about this offense running the football when you know it's going to be a run? Being the more physical squad, and this defense, man, trailing in this football game, still got those 3 timeouts, but they've got to get a stop. Got to make a stand and start burning those timeouts.
And that's really nice offensively because you're in the red zone. You do have an opportunity to add to your lead here, but you're staying in bounds. I think the clock right now is the most important thing. How can we keep this thing ticking away? By going down in bounds, you're doing exactly that.
And it's taken away by the defense, and they desperately needed that turnover.
You talk about having to have it. We needed to force the turnover. We had to get the football back. We're in such a good position to run out the clock, try to win. No, sir. Our ball, first down.
A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Gonna take a shot, and that'll be incomplete. They tried to hit him with a big one on first down.
You know, I feel for this offense, if they're going to get back in the game, I don't know if they're going to be able to do it with chunk plays. They're going to have to be methodical and generate some first downs and march down the field.
The give to the left. Stacked up after gaining a couple to the 23.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
And they took a shot on that one, but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete.
Oh, that is a throw that is just going to haunt this quarterback. He had his target wide open, running deep. That should be a touchdown, but the QB overthrew him. That is going to haunt this quarterback tonight.
Down a possession here in the fourth, and they'll need to convert on this fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game.
And listen, obviously, you know, at this area of the field, it's a question, it's a debate whether or not you go for that on fourth down. At the end of the day, though, I think this coach believes in his own playmakers, and he's got guys on offense that he feels can make a play in that type of situation, and he's got confidence in them. That time they weren't able to come up with it. I'm curious to see what this guy does if they're in a similar situation as this game moves on.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. He wants to change this route. Johnson wants to throw it. Fires toward the end zone. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on second down. Now it's third down. The offense can move the chains after that incompletion. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Wildcats! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And it was so important for the offense to come up with a touchdown there and not kick a field goal. You're trying to put this thing out of reach. And that touchdown puts so much pressure on their opponent now with less than 2 minutes to go.
On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. On the run, it's Stewart. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air or you've got to be more physical up front.
And listen, if I'm the quarterback, I'm trying to dump the ball off to my playmaker and make this a manageable third down. Get something positive. But how about the defense? Just reacting so fast, getting to the running back, and getting that sucker on the ground in the open field.
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Well, quarterback off target on that one. And in this 2-minute situation, you've got to be able to call and run passing plays that you feel like you can run in your sleep.
Timeout called by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. And the Hokies send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Might have thought he'd want to try to pick up a few yards there, but he's content with making the fair catch right around the 35-yard line. First play of this drive comes from the 35-yard line. They'll move the wide receiver. The give to the tailback. They'll get him at the 45, but he got 10 on that one.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
Winning those individual 6-second battles every play, time after time after time after time, and that leads to a victory here.
And I love when teams go out and play like it's sudden death. Like if they lose the game, their entire season is over. This game wasn't for the national championship, but you wouldn't know that watching this winning team, David. Tremendous effort and tremendous execution.
I love competitive people. I love competitive coaches. I love competitive teams that they know that their job is to go out and get a W no matter where you play. You want to play in the parking lot? We'll go meet you. Great job by this team being ready to get the W.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football. City might be most associated with its legendary NFL franchise, but people here in Pittsburgh know that the ties to the Panthers run deep. Glad to have you with us here at Acrisure Stadium, home to the Pittsburgh Panthers. We've got a terrific matchup for you today, rich in pageantry and tradition, and it ought to be a fantastic clash. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Nebraska Cornhuskers, taking on a team from the ACC, the Pittsburgh Panthers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. Will kick it away first. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. To the back. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle him, wear him out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20 yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
They'll run it to the right. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
Ball sitting right at the 30. It'll be 3rd and short. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw, incomplete. So the last thing you want to do is start the game, first drive, go 3 and out. They won't do that here. They might go 4 and out, but they'll try. He's got it, first down and more. And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a first down.
They're showing you their intentions early in the game. It's 4th down. You're in your own end. We're going to be aggressive, and we're not just going to do this early. We're going to do this all game long. Awesome execution on a critical down.
You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41.
I'll tell you what, when those little guys make those physical plays like that, he kind of jacks everybody up in the huddle. It's usually the guy breaking ankles, but he's like breaking tackles. Now he's giving you some serious energy.
All down, but he has enough to move the chains. And the Panthers will hustle to the line.
Man, I love when offenses are not afraid to run the football consecutively.
Oh, out of space. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37.
And talking to the OC this week, getting this running back going was step number 1, was priority number 1. He said it makes the whole offense go. Like, he is the bell cow, he is the guy. This offense doing exactly what they set out to do on this first drive.
He'll do it himself on the draw. Found that crease, and they knock him down after a pickup of 5 to the 32.
Effective draw plays in the running game really begin with the quarterback. The quarterback's got to be a great salesman. You got to really make the defense think it's pass. You keep your eyes focused downfield until the last possible second, turn around and hand it off. And by that point, defensive ends have rushed way upfield, and there's less bodies for the running backs to have to maneuver around before finally moving forward.
The Panthers getting set on 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Leaves it with the back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
You know, you're in in the red zone, you bring out a bunch of tight ends on the field. So the defense, they were expecting a run on that one. They were physical, and they were able to force the negative play.
Scanning the field, it's Holstein. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
Give the defense a lot of credit on that one. A little bit of bend, don't break here in the opening drive of the game. They gave up some yards. They were down inside their own red zone. But on that critical third down, phenomenal effort individually to win his one-on-one, get to the quarterback and bring him down to the ground and really try to take some air out of this offense.
He'll take that first drive. Like, you wanted a touchdown, but you gave the people here at home something to cheer about on that first drive. Move the football enough to get your kicker an opportunity and to put 3 on the board.
Scrimmage, the first play does nothing.
And not much wiggle room for the ball carrier there.
Not really sure what they can do to try to create some space.
I know. Block that. How about the offensive lineman push some guy backwards and make some holes?
And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you can tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
Another incompletion on third down.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You've got to be able to make that play.
So on their first drive of the game, they're going to roll the dice a little bit and go for it on fourth down in their own territory. Big man has it. It's a first down and more. And that's where they'll mark him, but a chunk play and they pick up a first down. The definition of four-down territory has changed over the last few years. It extended into their own territory there.
Anywhere, everywhere, just look at the card, right? That card's supposed to tell us what to do, but maybe I'll go for it anyways. This offense took a little bit of a gamble, but they get the first down. Nothing to worry about.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Leaves it with the running back. There he goes. All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks at first down.
That's a great-looking run there. Nebraska has had such a great lineage of running back. When you think back to the great Roger Craig or Amon Green, Lawrence Phillips, or Rex Burkhead, they always seem to be pumping somebody up into the NFL. This guy has a chance to play on Sunday because of his skills.
Brought down after picking up 3 down to the 22. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. To the air, it's Raiola. Looking to the big tight end. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Got some room to run. Past the 50, the 40. And they were most fortunate to catch up to him there. He almost turned that into a pick six.
Man, and he had a convoy, too. As soon as he had the ball, he just looked around him. There was just a lot of open grain, and he took off. Great job by his teammates on defense, getting downfield and setting up some blocks.
He had to fight for a couple down to the 33.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Sure hands, it's Reed. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
They've already converted a 4th down here in the first quarter, and they'll try it again. Off play action. Gets rid of it. Big tight end makes the grab into first down. And they pick up the first down in what might be the last play here in the first quarter. So first down here as they go back to work. Back to throw, it's Holstein. He's got it on the run. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. These two guys, they just shared a glance, and they knew exactly what to do there.
And how many times do we hear that? The quarterback talk about it after the game and go, hey, I just looked at him. He knew what I saw. I knew what he saw. We're on the same page. We've done this before. That chemistry equals big plays.
And the extra point splits the uprights. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. From inside the 10, here he comes. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. Looking downfield on first down. Looking down the middle. Got his man downfield. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next...
He lost it high and deep down the left side. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
This defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Got enough for the first down and wants more. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The Cornhuskers come to the line in the hurry-up. They'll give it to him again. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6.
And after that run, getting right back up to the line of scrimmage to go hurry up, defense has to be ready.
Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
That's why you always want to be pursuing the football. QB's scrambling, he rolls out to the right, but don't quit if you're on defense. Get somebody after the QB. They got to him, they hit him, and forced the incompletion.
Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down.
And they just kind of sneaked that one in there as a defensive guy, 3rd and 5+. I'm thinking pass. They were thinking pass, Palmer, and they slipped the run.
And it's so nice then to have this guy at running back too, right? Because you could throw it to him on 3rd down or hand it off, and he's got the vision. And
just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31. And the Huskers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. They'll give it to Johnson. At the 20, he's got space. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
Well, it's a really nice job of the offense mixing it up on this drive. We've seen some nice plays throwing it. How about that one running it too? Great push up front.
From the red zone, looking for a space. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete.
Man, those are frustrating because you know you're supposed to catch that, you're supposed to secure it. It's going to happen, but it's just frustrating for those receivers. Just tap the chest. My bad, dog.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Hard running there. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one.
And if I'm the running back, I'm like, listen, can you give me something? Can you give me some space to try to make somebody miss and not have another guy right next to me? I'm giving the offensive line an earful. I need some holes, need some space up front. They got to do a better job.
Safe completion on the screen. And the defense is swarming to keep him from getting to the first down. This offense has already converted once on fourth down. Can they do it again? He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Catch in the middle, it's key. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal.
I think the defense was even caught off guard on that one, guys. Not seeing the field goal unit trot out onto the field. They had a golden opportunity there to make a stop and get the ball back without surrender.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Nebraska! That drive was what every father wants his daughter's romances to be like. Slow, take your time, drain the clock, no hurry at all.
Sometimes love is a slow burn. And that's what we just saw in that last drive. I am so impressed with the execution, and I love their ability to run the football. These players, they're coached up. They're coming out here, and they're executing exactly how their coaches prepared them to do in this game.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. They'll snap the ball. First play of the drive coming from their own 24. Back to throw. It's Holstein. Pulls it in. It's Reed. Moves up to the 34-yard line. Give him a 10-yard pickup.
It's a nice throw by the QB there. When throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
The short hands, it's Johnson. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. And you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
They'll try the run. They'll make the stop right there, but Pittsburgh moves the chains and they have a first down. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. To the ground. He's got it again. He'll take 4 yards on first down every time. 2nd and 6. Hit right back to the line.
That wasn't a big game, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
Ryan's his big tight end. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37. Pittsburgh going to work with a fresh set of downs. The give to the single back. It's a running room. He steps out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Big pickup on the ground, and they're rolling. On 1st and 10, trying to strike from the 15. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they'll talk it over to see if they can build on this lead before halftime. All the way down to the 15-yard line. It's first down. They'll ride the hot hand. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Back to throw, it's Holstein. He makes a grab. And it's a catch, but he's got enough for the first down. And the Panthers had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches.
Got to be impressed with this offense and how they've been able to run the football and move it down the field, just being more physical in the trenches and getting some push and leading by.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. You want to keep your offense on the field, wear down the defense, put that tape on and show it in a clinic. That's the way it's done.
And as a defense, man, there's nothing more demoralizing. You can handle it when you give up 3, but to give up a touchdown at the end of a long drive, you're already exhausted. You've already been bumped the whole way down the field. Man, that's frustrating.
And he made the extra point without problem. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Nice, just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. This drive will start at their own 27-yard line. The handoff to Johnson. Gets it past the first down marker and still running. Oh, he's got some space. Inside the 10. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Husker.
That's exactly what this offense needed to do. You talk about answering at the right time, right before the half, close this gap, create some momentum, go into the half, put something together, try to come out with your hair on fire and win this second half.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Inside his own 15, looking for room. He's brought down, and for a good return, gets it out to the 31. Opening snap of this drive comes from the 31-yard line. Handoff from the gun. Shakes off the defender. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard.
Well, this defense obviously knows they have to be able to stop the run now in the second half if they're going to win this game. And you wonder if they were able to make some tweaks and some adjustments at halftime, maybe getting some more bodies close to the line of scrimmage to give themselves a chance to come back in this game.
Looking for a man. It's Holstein. Oh, big fella almost had a pick right there. Instead, it falls incomplete.
That's how you blow up the screen pass here on defense. You got to hit the quarterback fast, force the incompletion.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Looking for room. It's Reed. It's a seam wide open. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Wants to go up top on first down. Throws to the wideout. The pass is incomplete and 1 second is left.
The defense was obviously ready for that play. They've obviously been watching film. They know that that pass play is one of the bread and butter plays this offense has, so nice job defending.
Just enough time for one final play of the half. Under fire. On the move to his left. Throw to the end zone. It's picked off. And he's dragged down after the interception, and that's how we'll close out the first half. Kickoff team is on the field, and we're ready to get this one underway. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Going to the run to start this second half. Not much there. Picks up a couple to the 22.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Play-action fake. Unloads to the wideout. Working on the right. They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line.
You know, sometimes when you're throwing against zone coverage, you need time for the routes to develop. So nice job by the quarterback there, being patient, allowing his receivers to work themselves open.
Out of the gun, the running back has it. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49.
Yeah, another good run. I feel like we could put that on loop, Jason. Just another good run, another good run, another good run. Over 150 yards on the day. He's been the complete package, showing off all his skills today.
To throw, it's Rayola. Under fire. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44.
Play-action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You could tell defense was not buying it. Got in the backfield, got the big play.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Wide open downfield. And he gets a big chunk of yardage to the 34-yard line.
And it's on third downs like this, if you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Back to pass. That's caught. It's Johnson. Stop is made at the 22. A 10-yard pickup and a first down just outside the red zone. Running backs just have to be a weapon in the passing game, even for little dump-offs and checkdowns.
Yeah, find your matchups. I mean, you think about running back versus a linebacker. We like that matchup in space, and so find ways to get the football to your running back in space where you can break tackles and make things happen because they're just so dynamic.
Well, this guy's been an animal all game long. He's had tons of success running the football. The defense had to do something to stop him. Give the D-line and that front seven tons of credit for being really physical there, getting the TFL.
Still looking on the move. Part of the backfield. It's Johnson. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football. And a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
They've got it right on the edge of the red zone, but they face a 3rd and long. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
They'll try to salvage a field goal on this drive. And the kicker delivers the free ball to finish off the drive. And we are dead even after the field goal here in the 3rd.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
Let's see what he can get done from inside his own 15. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. First play of the drive comes from the 22. They'll run it. Oh, and a move. And he's able to shed one tackle and pick up pretty good yardage.
Love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
The Panthers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Right back to the well. This time the defense was ready and they stop him in his tracks. You got to think they'll try to muscle their way forward on 3rd and short from the 29. Caught close to the marker, it's Williams. Nice job to get it past the sticks and they get him down at the 35.
Well, the defense makes the tackle. They give up the first down. They've now got to communicate the next play call. They can't substitute because the offense is going fast.
Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. To the air, it's Holstein. Here There's a heat. That's caught. It's lead. He stopped at the 48. They pick up a 10 on the play.
Well, the offense able to pick up some extra yards after that curl throw there. And because the QB got it to his guy early, he was able to turn around, make a guy miss, and go pick up some yak.
This Pitt offense has been clicking on this drive. They're going to run it. The quick beat, the acceleration, the vision, and he works his way to the 44.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
And the Panthers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. They're looking to throw on second and short. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Didn't really get a chance to get started on that return, but he has set him up at the 41-yard line.
Well, the defense is feeling it now, right? 2 picks in 2 straight drives. Their guys have been all over the field making plays when the ball's in the air. D coordinator's got to love that.
Maybe some confusion on the snap count there. That's maybe what caused the false start. Either way, the offense is penalized. From the wideout. They'll give it to Johnson. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Well, will they dial up on second and a long way to go? They'll run play action. He rifles one deep to the left. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play.
We've just seen in this game, the ball has just gotten away from him a little bit. A couple of times, just hasn't been able to put it where he wants to. And as a result, that's now his second pick thrown in this game.
Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Ernie on the Jets. Powers through. And they are finding some space in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. What perfect execution on that big run. Everything perfectly blocked, and this guy doesn't need a lot of room.
I love how this offensive line communicates and works up front. You see guys winning their one-on-one battles. There's double teams happening. Guys are getting into the second level and creating big lanes for this running back.
And defensively, one of the most important things is stopping the run, being physical up front. That was too easy for this offense. You can't give up 5 and 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, that is a recipe for disaster. They got to be more physical, get off the ball, get downhill faster.
And they'll move the chains with the first down. That might be it for the third quarter. Starting off this quarter close enough to smell the goal line. Defense in press coverage. Bring in the heat. Touchdown, Panthers! They've got the lead here in the fourth.
The great thing about spreading a defense out, I can see where the blitz is coming from. I can see where they're weak. I can see my matchups. Nice job by the offense. Spread them out, taking advantage of their matchup, and getting in for the score.
The extra point is good, and now in the fourth, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. They're set to kick it off. Do you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. impose their running game. He'll be stopped just short of the 20 at the 19. Give him 1. The Huskers are in the hurry-up.
A nice job being gap salved by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really quick, so you've got to be prepared.
Oh, there might have been trouble if they had knocked him down so quickly. So they're facing 3rd and short from the 25. Dropping back, it's Rayola. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Converts on 4th down. Still going. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the 4th down conversion, moving the chains easily.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that 4th down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it. The only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
That's how you come up and make plays as a defense, man. Playing physical, playing downhill. They've given up some plays today, mate. He's got over 100 yards on the day. He's really had some success. But on that play, really downhill, really physical, and a nice job getting him to the ground.
Looking to fire. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. And that is interception number 3 on the day. And they capitalized not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
Turnover margin always goes such a long way in deciding who wins the football game. Interception number 3, that is no bueno. Got to take care of the football. Can't keep putting your defense in a bad position, putting them on the field time and time again.
Still running at the 35. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
Just inside the 35, 1st and 10 from the 34. Corners right up on that line of scrimmage. They're going to go right back to him on 1st down. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. It's amazing how a play by a defensive end in the backfield can really swing the momentum not only of a series, but of a game sometimes.
All you're trying to do is create negative plays, to get them behind the sticks a little bit, to get those sacks, to get those tackles for losses. You see so much stunting in college football up front with the defensive line because you know once you get one of those plays, you got the offense right where you're at.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
Pitt coming to the line after getting another 1st down. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. He's all the way down to the 3. Showed it all on that run.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
And this defense has to step forward. Not only do they have to get a stop, they've got to do it quickly to keep touchdown, Pitt! And they add 6 more to go over that trip to the house.
I like the aggressive play calling by the offensive coordinator on that drive as well. There were a lot of coaches that would have played it very conservative, very close to the vest, run the ball, and punt it away. Count on your defense, not this guy. He was going to take some shots, count on his own guys to get it done. And now with that touchdown late, they've got a 2-possession lead.
And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the 4th. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the move from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Will start from the 19-yard line. fake. And the quarterback pulled up 2 and sacked at the 12.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front seven on defense, it's going to be tough.
The Cornhuskers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking to throw, it's Raiola. He fires a bullet to the right. Another interception. That's his 4th of the day. Not much of a chance on the return, but they'll have the ball at the 33.
This is a beautiful situation for the defense. When you're up by 2+ scores, and you're in this situation, you know exactly what is coming. It's going to be a pass. They have to because the clock is their enemy. Great job playing pass, forcing the interception, almost putting the nail in the coffin.
Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. The running back has it. Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39. Pitt pushing the pace. Shotgun snap, wants to throw it on 3rd. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
I mean, sometimes you overthink it. Sometimes running the football on 3rd and short with the lead is not the worst thing in the world. Keep that clock ticking. But now decided to go for it, setting up a 4th down. And this looks like a situation where you should punt the football.
Boy, they had a chance to track that thing down, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. In front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. To the air on 1st down. Stands in and takes the hit. And that makes 5 interceptions in this one. The nightmare is alive.
And this is exactly the situation you want to get in as a defense. You got the lead late in the football game. You know they got to throw. And what do? You get to the quarterback, you hit him, and you get pressure on him. And then what happens, Palmer?
Yeah, it's complimentary football, David. No question about it. They're just putting the hammer down right now with the lead. The defense playing accordingly. Now giving it back to their offense for an opportunity to pad this lead even further here as we're in the 4th quarter.
And I like the first thought process right here. Run the football. We want to run that clock with the lead. Thank you to the defense for forcing that turnover, setting us up. Now if we can put a few 1st downs together, we're looking really good.
Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and this offense just a couple of minutes away from putting one in the win column. They'll be perfectly content to go right back to the ground here on 2nd and 8. Looking for a gap. It's gone. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Big 3rd down play here. If they get a stop, you'll see an immediate timeout. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. Wide open space. Knocked out of bounds after a good gain on that one. They'll spot it at the 43.
Well, he was able to gash him on that play. You just give this guy 1 inch, one little crease. He puts his foot in the ground, and he gets north fast.
Going to the ground. Runs through a tackle.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. When they've got him looking run, now to pass. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Able to get just a few before sliding to avoid the hit.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats. But when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, too. Get down and don't take a big hit.
Oh, he was in the backfield immediately. A 3-yard loss. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Pitt will line up to punt it away. kick is in the air. And they can't get on top of it to down it, so that ball will come out to the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Quarterback making adjustments. To the air, it's Raiola. Pressure coming. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
Well, this has been a day to forget if you're this quarterback. And I got to be honest, guys, I'm surprised he's still even in the game right now because he's had zero rhythm. He hasn't been accurate. He's thrown a ton of interceptions. Most coaches would have pulled their guy by now. I know the guy I played for back in college, he would have pulled me about 2 interceptions ago.
Here's a throw downfield late. A sensational grab down the field there as they try to at least put a positive spin on the end of this game.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
That's caught. It's Johnson. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. Second down, they'll go to the air. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. And it's another interception as his assault on the record book continues. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. Let's see what they can get going on this drive as they snap it from the 7. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain.
Really nice job stopping the run, but the problem is you have 0 timeouts left. You cannot stop the clock right now if you're the defense, so this has got to be excruciating for them. They know the offense.
Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Sometimes it's just not your day. Things just didn't work, and that seemed to be the case here.
Yeah, they didn't get the W. They didn't do enough. But now you start to think about what could I have done differently? What do I need to become more offensively? Defensively, what can I morph into to make those extra plays, Jesse? That might be the difference in the next game that I play.
Yeah, David, they just need a little bit more. They need a little bit better effort next week. They're going to need better preparation this week in practice. There's no doubt this team has a lot of talent, but we just need a little bit more to ensure that this doesn't happen next week.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports. college football season. Ranked team against unranked opponent, and we'll see if the upset can shake up the rankings in this one. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Kansas State Wildcats, Bill Snyder Family Stadium. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Arkansas Razorbacks, taking on the 17th ranked team in the land, the Kansas State Wildcats. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. Kickoff to get this game started. And he's going to try to return this one. He's brought down to the 16, would have been much better off to take the touchback. So the Arkansas Razorbacks offense will have the first crack at it in this one. We've got a battle that you two are going to love, and so is everybody else for that matter. High-octane offense, stonewall defense. As they say, something's got to give, Jesse.
Yeah, this is a classic example here of the unstoppable force versus the immovable object, right? Something has got to give, and you really got to dive into the X's and O's in a game like this because every single individual matchup on the field matters when these two teams play each other.
Yeah, and these are just fun, right? Like great versus great. Like who's going to win and which style's going to prevail. Both these teams have been able to impose their will week after week on their opponents. Now, high-powered matchup.
Turning it on! Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling there out to the 35.
And I love the idea of getting this guy screen throws because of his ability after the catch. So nice job getting downfield, getting a hat-on-hat, and giving him a tunnel to run through.
Pulls and fires it complete to the right. And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few. The Razorbacks in a good spot here with second and short.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy step. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up second and 5, third and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
Back to pass, it's Green. They're working that left side. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47. Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmys and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding.
Great team defense on that one. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
That's such a great physical play by the defense because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction. Not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and they're sending him back for a tackle throw.
On third and long, he has to throw for it. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable third and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
So Kansas State's offense will try to get something going with their first possession. Jesse, we don't get many of these types of runners anymore, it seems, but this offense is built around a guy who can carry the ball 30, 40 times if they need it.
And he is every defensive coordinator's nightmare because it's only a matter of time with this guy before he's going to break the long one. He has incredible vision, he can cut, and it's the game-breaking speed, David, that makes him truly unique.
Yeah, and he sets the tone, man. More guys are going to be committed to stopping him in the run game. It sets the tone for the offense. It opens up everything else. It starts and ends with him.
Might be calling a hot route. Johnson looking to throw. Finds his man. It's Brown. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
They'll go to the ground. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
Big third down conversion, getting the ball to your running back, and he does the rest. This guy, I think, will get a lot more touches.
And you want to know why he's on the field on third down? Because he can block, he can catch the ball, and you can also hand it off to him, and he can go find the sticks and keep drives alive. What a weapon.
Catch in the middle, it's Brown. Put it right on him. Sweet play, good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down.
Nice job by the receiver there, running the drag route. Zone coverage, finding the soft spot, making it easy on his quarterback.
And the ball is free on the pitch. Defense trying to take it back.
As a defender, you dream about those big hits. You work hard on it in practice, closing space, getting close, and just sticking that guy and causing the fumble.
Starts a drive, trying to go up top. Fires to the wideout. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
Sometimes it takes quarterbacks a few plays to really get into the rhythm of the game and not force things. I think the quarterback that time was really trying to force the ball to his wide receiver, but against man coverage, there were other guys on that play that were open that could have had a chance. So this quarterback just needs to settle down a little bit. He won't be throwing as many incompletions if he just lets the coverage tell him where to go.
And how about that defense in the backfield, nowhere to go right away. You could tell they were playing the run game all the way, and they got in the backfield and got the tackle for a loss.
Just listen to the little apple. You can hear it all the way to the big apple as they try to get the defense off the field. Dropping back, it's Green. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
And I think on that last play, that's an example of the quarterback trying to predetermine who he wants to throw to, and instead of letting the defense dictate who gets the ball. Man coverage, that guy was not open that time out on the perimeter of the field. Still, he gave him a chance, but that thing had incompletion written all over it from the moment the ball left his hand.
And nobody able to field that punt as it rolls out of bounds. K-State has the ball back, and the Power Cat offense returns to the field. That fumble in crust territory just ruined that last drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating when you got the offense moving a little bit and you put that thing on the deck, Jesse. But move on, reload, forget about it.
At the end of the day, it's just fundamental football, right? They practice it all week. 5 points of pressure. Every ball carrier has to have it. They just got to do a better job moving forward.
Starting a drive like that really builds confidence. First down from the 45. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Unloads it left. He's got an open man. The junior making a clutch play and turning in a big catch.
When you're going to run a comeback route, you've got to sell like you're going deep, and that was a great job there by the receiver, really making that corner think he was running deep down the field. So we got the corner to turn his hips, turn his shoulders, and then the receiver was able to just pivot around and make it an easy passing catch.
Off the play fake. Looking for a deep man. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his finger.
I don't even know if the offense is aware that they have other eligible targets downfield. It feels like every single throw early in this game has gone this guy's way.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. there before the defense is able to make the stop. Coming to the line of scrimmage at the 30. It would be a long field goal, but they'd love to pick up a few here on 3rd and long. Johnson wants to throw it. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Trying to take it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
How about that? I mean, they knew this defense was good defending the pass, but that had more to do with who's in the secondary, not necessarily who's up front. David, his best Pollock impersonation, picking that one off.
Yeah, baby, you don't get many opportunities to drop in coverage. You don't get many balls thrown your way, but when you do, you want to make sure you take advantage, showing off the athletic ability, showing the hands. The big defensive lineman comes up with the eye in.
And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
And a great job by the defense, dropping in zone coverage, all eyes on the quarterback, taking away the options, and then finally the pass rush gets home, gets him on the ground.
And the Razorbacks now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Touchdown, Arkansas! They won it all, and that is exactly what they got. Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
While we're only through one, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat line.